welcome back to Dukascopy TV. Today I'm joined in the studio by Hendrik-Jan Boer from ING Investment Management, and we're talking sustainability in companies. Hendrik, thank you very much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Now, first of all, what makes sustainable companies so successful in the long term?
I think sustainability strongly relates to the quality of management of a company and how the company is run in the long term. I think sustainability reflects itself in how the company deals with its employees, what sort of product it's making long term for its clients and customers, how it deals with its suppliers, if it's living up to all the regulations from governmental authorities, from regulators, and if they do that all okay, then the chance that they also score well from a sustainability perspective is already higher, but has increased the quality of the company and how it's managed. And I think that will be reflected ultimately in the success, how the company will be run and in the profits it will be making. And long-term successful profit making will ultimately be reflected in a higher valuation than of companies that do not live up to those standards.
I see, and we're talking about sustainable companies. So what criteria would determine a sustainable company in your point of view?
That's a regularly asked question, of course, the most logic question too. What is sustainability? There are numerous definitions of it, and then my answer is always, it also depends on your own wishes, your own background, your own values and what you stand for. So sustainability can differ quite a lot amongst people, amongst groups, amongst investors, and can range from environmental items, social items, corporate governance items. Within ING, we offer integrated strategies that take on board all those factors. So we try to get what we call a holistic view on sustainability. So we look at the environment, at social aspects, and at corporate governance. And that's our definition, but it can vary per client, and we also offer flexibility towards clients' wishes to determine their own sustainability criteria.
I see, and in our current economic situation that the Eurozone is going through at the moment, how important is it for a company to be sustainable?
Especially in the current crisis, people are really rethinking not only the people in the street, but also governments, regulators. What's the financial system about? What's the economy about? How can we be successful long term again in solving our deficits, in getting a good economic growth again? So everyone is talking about the quality aspects of life, and that strongly relates to that sustainability. And what can we do about it? It's really about looking at the qualitative aspects of the companies and trying to get that involved in your investment process as good as possible. And that means that the lessons we now learned from the past in having companies too much levered, so finance with too much debt, private individuals using too much debt to buy houses, to afford themselves luxuries that are probably not in line with the income they make, all that sort of developments are topics that people start to rethink. And therefore, that's one of the reasons why sustainability is now a topic that's not apart from our economic situation. In the past, sustainability was really seen as something on top of a very wealthy society. And as soon as the recession or depression started, people forgot about sustainability. They now start to discover more and more that sustainability is about the true values and the intrinsic value of a society and the way companies are run and the way people run their lives.
I seen you were talking about ING's views on sustainability before, but do you think that a lot of companies are jumping on this bandwagon now of sustainability? Is it going mainstream, would you say?
Yes, of course, lots of entities discovered it, not only investors, but also the people that want to invest in the products, also corporates that start to discover it. Some people or corporates take it opportunistically, what we call from our sustainable perspective, some try to do some greenwash. And we really try to get through that and to see how intrinsically the sustainability is valued within a company. But it's indeed a sort of structural trend that we see that's not going away anymore. But I think in the diversity that you will find within sustainability, you will continue to see those diversity developments. which are of course offering lots of opportunities for the different tastes in the market. It's a bit comparable to when I would tell you that I'm investing in emerging markets, or would you like to invest in emerging markets? We also know that you've got numerous opportunities. Is it emerging markets in Asia, in Latin America, so regional aspects? Is it in specific sectors? Is it in just emerging companies in those regions? Or do you invest in emerging regions by buying traditional companies that have a lot of operations over there? And all those different styles offer more than sufficient opportunities for the companies offering the products and the clients that want to buy this product. What I think is ultimately determining the success of those products is indeed the financial result and the progress that you make with it, not only in a financial perspective, but also in these intrinsic values that are attached to it.
I see. Hendrik, thank you so much for sharing your insights. Let's just go on finally to our Dukascopy question. We ask every guest in the studio, if you had $1 million to invest in the market for just 1 year, where would you put it and why? So let's just have a look at your options here. Where would you put your money, Hendrik?
Yeah, it's not directly related to the fact that I'm managing equity myself, but I think I would opt for equities, because equity is the best option these days, as the other ones are too high valued or are even overvalued. I think in equity you're still buying a position in the long-term growth of the economy and society. And as we've seen in the past, you can have depressions, you can have crises. Mankind and society always knows how to surpass them and be successful again. And with equity you buy exposure to that. And I think that's most important, to have your eye on the future.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Hendrik, for sharing your insights with us today.
You're welcome.
And that's all from us in the Dukascopy studio. If you want to keep updated on all the financial topics, just click back to the Dukascopy website. Take care.